Teachers bringing the heat to Oklahoma lawmakers.
Today is about the education crisis here in the state of Oklahoma.
I have what legislators are working on right now to end the teacher walkout.
And Oklahoma teachers showing no sign of slowing down.
You guys are making this happen!
Why teachers say taking part in this walkout is more important than ever.
And the support behind them still growing tonight.
Live, local, late breaking. This is KOCO 5 News at 5.
Teachers leaving the Capitol tonight without any action from lawmakers on education funding. Good evening. Thanks for being here. I'm Jessica Shambach.
I'm Paul Folger, but there are bills headed to the Senate floor early tomorrow morning. KOCO's Crystal Price is on top of it. She joins us now live from the Capitol with details. Crystal?
Well, Paul and Jess, the Senate said they couldn't hear these bills today because of a constitutional law. But teachers tell me that's no excuse. Teachers rushed into the Senate gallery today, many waiting in line for hours.
4 hours, 5 different lines, 4 hours.
I thought that's where all the voting's happening. I want to see what's going on.
Hoping the Senate would pass these two bills. A bill that would allow ball and dice games at casinos, and a bill that would make out-of-state online corporations play by the same rules as Oklahoma businesses.
The Senate will come to order.
But due to constitutional law, they have to wait one legislative day to take them up. But teachers feel like lawmakers could have still got something done.
That they would start promptly, which that didn't happen, so that there would maybe be possibly like a vote to amend the rules to allow something to be talked about that wasn't on the agenda.
Well, it's going to take as long as it's going to take. You know, what I hope is that the teachers don't cave.
And the Senate is expected to vote on these bills at 8:30 tomorrow. Reporting live at the Capitol, Crystal Price, KOCO 5 News. Paul, Jess, back to you.
Okay, Crystal, you've been inside the Capitol all day. Outside, families have been rallying with teachers.
Our team coverage continues now with KOCO's Mecca Rain. And Mecca, children have been extremely vocal about their needs as students and also the needs of their classrooms.
Yeah, Jess and Paul, I've seen more kids out here on day 4 than any other day. They're opinionated, they're young, but they're also informed, and they've been telling me what it's like to learn in classrooms that are severely outdated.
Little Alexis Conrad was so excited to talk to us she could barely contain it. But her conversation was much more serious.
I'm in 3rd grade.
She's here supporting her teachers, and she's got some suggestions for lawmakers.
They can help by helping pay teachers more money. That's what they can do.
But it's not just that. The 8-year-old says they desperately need money for their classrooms and desks.
Most of them are just like kind of wobbly and stuff, so they're kind of getting broken.
She wants Oklahoma leaders to know that affects their ability to learn.
You don't know when it's going to fall over.
And at the very least, they need money for school supplies.
We need better supplies. We need more supplies.
Like what?
Well, for instance, we're running out of expo markers.
And families tell me they are continuing to explain to their kids why they're out here day in and day out, saying this is a real life lesson outside of the classroom. Paul and Jess, back to you.
Mecca, thank you. Sweet little girl that she interviewed today. Well, this is just in. State agents looking into claims made by lawmakers. Certain legislators have reported that threats have been made against them.
We can tell you special agents have opened at least 3 cases so far, but we're told there could be a 4th very soon. No other details have been given, but we will be sure to bring you any updates as soon as we get them. Also, you know, the Capitol was packed again today. Day number 4 of this walkout. So full that the fire marshal put restrictions on how many people were allowed in. It was 1 in and 1 out. You know, the teachers, the students, they weren't the only ones inside there either today.
Yeah, KOCO's Abigail Ogle joins us now. And Abby, religious leaders from across the state held a day of prayer to support teachers.
Paul and Jess, pastors say they wanted to leave their prayer closets and gather publicly to pray, here you see, for change at the state capitol. By the way, they didn't just pray today, they also broke out in song.
Fund our public schools. I'm gonna let it shine.
What a great moment. Teachers have been a light this week.
They have the support of clergy and pastors from across the state, and we're all in this together.
Pastors, clergy, and people of faith flocked to the 4th floor rotunda Thursday morning to pray for public schools. As, quote, our teachers share their heartbreaking stories of textbooks falling apart, overflowing classrooms, and broken desks.
There's so much unity here. There's so much excitement and so much resolve.
One clergy member said lawmakers are sinning if they continue on this path. Quote, if lawmakers continue to reject fully funding a free and equitable public education for every child, then this is an affront to our children, an insult to teachers, and a sin against God.
We believe that a fully funded public education system is vital.
And those in charge of the Clergy Day of Prayer said the Oklahoma education crisis has reached the level of a moral imperative. Jess?
Also happening right now, Abby, teachers from Mustang, El Reno, and Yukon rallying to raise awareness. We have a crew there live right now, and you can see the crowd that has gathered at Reno and Mustang Road. They plan to be there until 6 o'clock tonight. This group of teachers holding their signs there, hoping to gain support for teachers and funding Oklahoma education.
We just want to really show our support to our teachers. We know that they're fighting for our kids, and we want them to know that we are behind them 100% of the way, no matter how long this takes. Our kids deserve the funding, and our teachers deserve the funding because they are our future.
I hear a lot of honks from people driving by, and you heard some drumming too. We're told the Mustang and Yukon drum lines are there as well, rallying in support of their teachers.
That crowd has grown since yesterday. You know, also more than 30 teachers not far away from Yukon pledged to march from Yukon High School to the state capitol. Sky 5 was over the scene as teachers began their journey this morning. Their plan to walk the nearly 20 miles from Yukon to the state capitol at Northeast 23rd and Lincoln, rallying in support of education funding. Now, as teachers continue to rally for education, many are wondering why the lottery has not been more of a help to fund education.
We've heard this from a lot of our viewers asking. The answer is, as budgets continue to be cut, there's not much of a noticeable difference. The amount the lottery gives to schools only makes up less than 2% of the full amount. So when agencies are cut, those funds are used to supplement the funds rather than add to it. And this video was taken inside the state capitol today. Students rallying alongside their teachers for funding. You can hear them in song. Our coverage of the teacher walkout does not stop here. We have full stories posted right now on our KOCO mobile news app.
This is breaking right now. Edmond police have shut down southbound I-35 at 2nd Street in Edmond. It is all because of a very bad crash there. Police are closing the ramp at Danforth as well. It is causing a major traffic backup, so be aware of this if you've got someone headed in that direction. 2nd and I-35.
A 2-year-old child has died after being found unresponsive at a park this afternoon.
This happened at Mulvaney Pond in City Park there in Yukon. Police say that they got a report that the child had been missing for about 20 minutes. As soon as that boy was found, he was given CPR. He was rushed to OU Medical Center, and that is where he died. Also new tonight, it is a terrifying robbery. It's caught on camera in Midwest City.
You can see the video here. Authorities say that these two men dressed in hoodies walked into the Holiday Donut shop near Reno and Air Depot, just across the street from a Life Church location. Police say it happened early Monday morning. Authorities did not say what was taken, but they are asking for help identifying those two men.
Engine 19, you'll be in charge of fire attack. Engine 23, I need you to back them up.
We have some new video tonight showing moments after an infant was rescued from a burning home. This happened last Friday near Northeast 52nd and Byers. And the baby's mother and 2 other young children were able to escape those flames. The baby had to be rescued.
But firefighters say that this baby was actually in the playpen at the time instead of a crib, and it is possible that is what helped save that baby's life.
The playpen was only about 12 inches off the floor. It was much cooler down there, and there was less smoke.
We risk a lot to save a lot, and we risk a little to save a little. Well, a life is a lot.
That is for sure. This baby was flown to a hospital in Texas for special care. Officials say that this week the baby is expected to be released and make a full recovery. Great news to hear there tonight. Fire crews in Norman battling a large house fire. This broke out late last night in a neighborhood near I-35 and Main Street. Look how big those flames are. Fire crews say the fire jumped to other nearby roofs. Everyone made it out safely. Crews had to stay on the scene, though, for several hours just to get that fire under control.
This just in, a female African lion at the Oklahoma City Zoo has passed away. Officials say on Tuesday, Bridget the lion's behavior began to change. The next day, officials decided to do an emergency exam, and they found fluid buildup around her heart, which usually means heart failure or infection. The veterinary team had to euthanize her last night.
She made news with that mane. It was such a big thing. Even National Geographic came out and did a story about her.
A lioness who grew a mini mane, and she passed away this week. 15 more people have died because of the flu here in our state.
The numbers just in tonight from the state health department. Now, since flu season started in September, more than 4,600 people have been hospitalized. The CDC has issued a warning about a second wave of the flu as well. This one is called influenza B. It has been making the rounds. You can get the very latest flu information on the KOCO mobile app. Just look in the flu tab. Also new tonight, health officials in Tulsa warning of a possible measles exposure. They say somebody who recently traveled internationally got the measles and returned to Tulsa with it. Authorities are now warning anyone who has recently been to the Tulsa International Airport, as well as several other locations, that they could have been exposed.
We're going to be here Friday. If they don't want to work overtime, then we will for our kids.
The fight for education funding intensifying right now on day 4 of this walkout. Teachers not planning on stopping before their demands are met. Tonight we'll hear more from teachers who say lawmakers have met their match.
And there's so much going on in the next 2 days. We have the risk for tornadoes tomorrow and the threat for ice coming right into Oklahoma City.
Tonight at 6, ambushed by a stranger in her own home.
I turned around and there was a man with a knife.
She sits down with me to tell me her terrifying story and hopes someone knows something.
Dropping heroes into danger. Watch as the National Guard trains for flood rescues.
Tonight at 6.
Tonight, teachers are turning up the heat at the Capitol. The building's so packed, they had to limit the number of people allowed in.
There are no signs of the walkout slowing down anytime soon. KOCO's Jonathan Cooper joins us live from inside the Capitol tonight. Jonathan, you have been speaking with those teachers.
Paul and Jess, that's right. It was so crowded in here earlier. They had a 1 in, 1 out policy. And the teachers we talked to say that they wanted to talk to lawmakers one-on-one. Some Oklahoma teachers waiting in line for hours to speak with a representative today.
Absolutely worth the wait.
Laura Mathis from Sulphur spoke with hers yesterday, but was back this afternoon to do it again.
He was pretty supportive, but there's still some questions that we need answered.
Ardmore teacher Beth Pierce drove to Oklahoma City by herself.
I've just been wandering around the building looking for anybody.
But it's not just teachers looking to speak with lawmakers. Norman North Jr. Abby Frake says she's been speaking with senators since Monday.
It says something that we're here and we're not just sleeping in at home. We're not just taking a day off. We're here in action.
The message from all of them, they're willing to wait to make their voices heard. And most of the teachers I talked to today say they're going to be right back here again tomorrow. Reporting live at the Capitol tonight, Jonathan Cooper, KOCO 5 News. Paul and Jess, back to you.
Okay, we'll be there as well, Jonathan. Thank you. Police searching for a woman who authorities say is using the teacher walkout as an excuse to ask for money. Hennessy police say this woman has been visiting businesses asking for money to buy kids bookmarks. Well, the Kingfisher Chamber of Commerce said this, quote, "The school has not sanctioned this and does not support it in any way. A scam alert has been issued."
Taking a quick look outside, the cloudy day turned into a sunny afternoon. But you know what? The high winds we've seen the last couple of days have not helped with allergies in Oklahoma. And of course, they made me read this story. You know, every time the allergies get me so bad. So this is a brand new chart just in from the Oklahoma Allergy and Asthma Clinic. You can see the tree category is very high right now, followed by the weeds.
Well, Paul, you certainly are sounding so much better with these allergies, but you know we're going to try to watch these pollen count out for tonight because rain coming in. We're about to go into a very busy next 48 hours, and it all unfolds for tonight. Look at our rain chances here in Oklahoma City. It's at 40%. We're going to see some storms begin to develop as we go after midnight. Now, I'm not talking about a risk for severe weather tonight, but that will be changing, even finding those showers all the way out in northwestern Oklahoma as well. So getting some much needed rain coming in here, and once again, the risk for severe weather is pretty much low for tonight. Now, highs tomorrow. I'm showing you this graphic because these high temperatures are going to occur really early in the day, and then temperatures are tumbling. 55 in Oklahoma City, 50 in Enid, 50 in Ponca City. But look at the winds that you're about to deal with tomorrow. North, 20 to 40 miles per hour. And when you get a north wind in here about 40 miles per hour, it's going to bring in some big time cold. So tomorrow morning at 8 a.m., we're going to see some scattered storms all over the place here, but 52 degrees. Winds are not that bad early in the morning. By noon, those winds are picking up. We're still seeing those scattered thunderstorms coming in. But look as we go into the afternoon, 3, 5, 7 o'clock. We go from 52 down to 38 degrees. Yeah, temperatures are tumbling. These winds are going big time here, around 40 miles per hour, and it's going to be a very windy day. Also, the risk for severe weather is going to be there for tomorrow. Now, Oklahoma City up to Enid, Ponca City. This is going to be a marginal risk for severe storms. Matter of fact, the highest threat is going to be down in southeastern Oklahoma, where they are enhanced for severe weather tomorrow. Ada down the Pauls Valley, Turner Falls. This is a slight risk. So as we look at our storm impact for tomorrow, hail will be the biggest threat. There is a tornado risk for tomorrow. That's going to set it down to the southeast. So here's your hail index for tomorrow. Up to quarter size hail for Oklahoma City, Guthrie, Stillwater. This and the strongest of storms. We're looking at $half size hailstones down in southern and southeastern Oklahoma. So that's the threat for hail. The risk for tornadoes is going to be down in southeastern Oklahoma on a 1 to 10 scale. We have our tornado index tomorrow listed at a 2, and it does not include Oklahoma City. But there's a lot going on because look at this. Tomorrow night, we're getting that threat for ice. sleet and snow coming in out of Kansas down into Oklahoma here. It's 100% chance for a very light ice mix for tomorrow night. Same thing for Clinton, Hobart, 80% chance of a mix out across northwestern Oklahoma, 40% chance out across northern Oklahoma. Still going to find all rain down in southern and southeastern parts of the state. But given just how warm the roads are right now, the overall impacts for tomorrow night are going to be minimal on our bridges here. It's a low threat. I don't expect the roads to really be all that impacted, or that at least impacted in a big way. Then as we go into Saturday morning, a hard freeze is coming in here. Trust me, you need to cover your plants. The freeze that we're going to see for Saturday morning is going to be much worse than we have seen all week long. We've had 2 freezes already, but going into Saturday morning, there'll be some parts of northern Oklahoma getting down into the teens. Here in Oklahoma City, we're getting down into the 20s for those low temperatures. That's a hard freeze. That's a big deal. That's why you're covering your plants. Then as we go into next week, there's a lot going on. Risk for severe weather makes a return for Wednesday to Friday across central Oklahoma, and that risk for severe weather will be climbing as we go into next week. Hail, winds, and a tornado risk. So here's the next 10 days. You can see there tomorrow, Friday, 100% chance of storms and ice coming in. Look at those strong winds. We go into Saturday here. The weekend is dry, but we're cold. 48 for Saturday. For Sunday, 65 degrees, temperatures coming up. I have a few isolated storms as we go into Monday, and then as we go into the second half of next week, temperatures are rapidly climbing here as we go from 68 on Tuesday to 80 degrees as we go into Wednesday, 83 for Thursday. You see those days, they're highlighted in red. That is our brand new alert here. When you see those red triangles right there and you see those days highlighted in red, those are days that we have to watch closely for severe weather. And you're up to date with the latest First Alert forecast.
Okay, easy to see. Thank you, sir. Oklahoma City police investigating after a car was stolen from Walmart near Memorial and Penn. A woman says she was waiting for a friend. She accidentally left her keys in the shopping cart. When she came back to get them, the keys and the car were gone. Right now, police are searching for the stolen car and the person that you saw right there. It is a silver Jeep Compass. It has a personalized plate that reads Ray Lynn.
A new report just out says defective Goodyear tires could have been to blame for several deadly crashes. We have some new details just in tonight about that investigation.
A new report just out from the government says defective Goodyear tires could have been to blame for dozens of deadly crashes.
The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration sent a letter to the U.S. government stating that last year officials began investigating whether those tires were safe. Several lawsuits filed say they were designed for delivery trucks and not normal cars.
Also happening right now, a woman is fighting for her life after being hit by a train in Ardmore. This happened yesterday afternoon. You see the helicopter. She had to be flown to the hospital for treatment. Also tonight, a dog with an unfortunate name is now looking for a family that can give him a forever home.
We have what happened to that dog's owner and how you can help out. We'll be back. A puppy with a really unfortunate name leading to an outpouring of support.
Tonight, Oklahoma City Animal Welfare is hoping to help find him a home. KOCO's Mecca Rain has how you can help.
Yeah, Paul and Jess, take a look here. This is Fred. He obviously has a whole lot to say there. Unfortunately, he has a sad backstory, and the animal shelter could use your help with him. Fred just got a new name.
Right now, he's a little skittish, a little bit hard to handle.
Fred has had a difficult few days. A trip to the hospital changed his furry little life forever.
He was in a truck. We were contacted by the security of the hospital, and so we had to go and get him.
His owner went in and never came back out.
And they went in for emergency care. Unfortunately, they ended up passing away, and so the dogs were still in the vehicle.
Both dogs now getting care at the shelter. Fred's owner gave him a less than friendly